What's going on, guys? Ben here, Enos Tech, and today we're taking a look at GameMax's Click RGB keyboard. Now, this keyboard has a mechanical type feel, even though it still features a normal membrane. You'll see there are RGB LED zones on it, and it has some other good features to it. One of the main selling points of this keyboard is strictly going to be its price. At the moment, here in the UK, you can pick this up from Scan for £21, or if you prefer Amazon and you've got Prime, you can pick it up from there for £25. So the keyboard itself, the price is cheap. It has a mechanical feel, but is it any good? Let's find out. The Click keyboard is a USB keyboard with 105 keys. Out of those 105 keys, 12 of them double up as multimedia keys. So simply by holding the function key, you can use the F1 through F12 keys to get some extra functionality out of it. Now, doing this, you can turn the volume up or down or mute it. You can play, pause, go forward or backwards on media players, and you can even go home and open up your emails. Now, for those of you like myself who enjoy RGB and like a bit of lighting, it's very simple to turn on the lights. You simply hold the function key and hit the key just to the right of it that looks like a little sun. Now, as mentioned, this keyboard does feature 7 different colors, but the weird thing is to go through the colors, it takes a little bit of effort. Now, as you can see, I've just stopped it on the yellow key, and I can say that I know this doesn't look the best in the video, and it does look a bit better in real life, but we'll take a closer look at the actual lighting itself in a minute. For now, we're going to show you how to choose your color. Now, basically, when you start off, it may start on green, and as you will see, as it's rotating through, when it goes to the color you want, you simply hit the function key in the little sun again. Now, to go back and change the color, you do that again, and as you can see, it starts on green, it goes through red, and it goes through blue. Now, it will cycle through all the colors this way, and as you can see, it's very easy to pick the one you want. Simply hitting the function key and the sun multiple times won't do anything. As you can see, it just keeps resetting itself back to green. You do have to let it cycle through the colors, unfortunately. However, as said, it is quite easy, even though it does take a few seconds of time for this to happen. Now, I'm a fan of blue, as you most likely all know, and when you found your color, to change the brightness of it, you simply use the page up and page down keys. As you can see, we can turn the lights completely all the way off, or we can add a little bit of brightness to it. There's 3 different levels of brightness, so depending on your situation and how you are, there'll be something there for you. Personally, the keyboard isn't all that bright to begin with, so setting it on the highest setting is going to likely be where most users will leave it. Another thing worth mentioning is, as you can see, the keys are not actually individually backlit. There are a few LEDs under the membrane that shine through that light up the whole keyboard. So as you'll see towards the bottom, the keys are a bit brighter. It's easier to see things like the control key and the window key. You can actually see the color through the ABS keycaps. And then when you move up to the standard number keys 1 through 9, it gets a bit harder to see the light because the LEDs are at the bottom and they're not shining through again. Now, while this isn't a major deal when you consider the price factor of £21 to £25 of this keyboard here in the UK at the time of review, it is something worth mentioning, because when you're actually sitting down using this keyboard, it's even harder to see some of those keys. Now, most gamers and computer enthusiasts alike aren't overly worried about actually being able to see the keys. They just like a bit of light. But if you want each key to be individually lit, you may have to look elsewhere, or you may want to see this keyboard in action before you go ahead and purchase it. Now, aside from that, the keyboard itself is quite good. I've used it for a few weeks to play some different games on. I've used it to play Overwatch, Battlefield, a bit of Fortnite with the kids or whatnot, and I've enjoyed it. Typing on it, as you may be able to hear, there is a bit of a I don't want to say a tactile feel, but you can definitely tell there is a bit of an actuation, and you do get the click from the key similar to that of a blue switch, which I'm guessing is why they've called it the click keyboard. However, as mentioned, it is still a standard membrane keyboard, so things like your key rollover and all that stuff aren't going to be as good as if this was a fully fledged mechanical keyboard. However, again, for the price, you are getting a great keyboard. I used it, as mentioned, for a few weeks. I've used it for gaming, typing reviews, browsing the internet, and I've not had any issues with it. While I would personally have liked to have seen the LEDs be a bit brighter or shine through the caps a bit more, I'm not going to hold that against this keyboard too much, and I'm still going to give the GameMax Click our recommended award, solely for the fact that for the price, this is a good functioning keyboard, and even without the LEDs, I would still give it the same recommendation. I'd just like to say major thanks to GameMax UK for sending this in. Love all their products. They're doing good things, so I'm hoping well for them. And as always, stay tuned in the future for more content.